तव कथामृतं तप्त जीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः. We'll be reading from the page number 586, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So we are continuing the discussion that Sri Ramakrishna was having, and today mainly the stress that he has given, whom God loves. That is the main discussion. And here the person, he was asking about different questions, and Sri Ramakrishna was giving the answer. Many youngsters come here, but only a few long for God. These few are born with a spiritual tendency. They shudder at the talk of marriage. Niranjan has said from boyhood that he will not marry. So marriage is the strongest bond for the worldly life. And now spiritual life is exactly the opposite. Now here, people should not misunderstand. Sri Ramakrishna is giving an idea of how the things are happening according to, as the Hindus they believe, past karma. The past karma, and it's called samskara, the tendencies, and because of that, Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning. And more than 20 years ago, Sri Ramakrishna is remembering an incident. Two young men used to come here from Baranagar. Baranagar, just opposite to Dakshineshwar, is very close. Now it is in Calcutta. One was named Govindapal and the other Gopal Shen. They had been devoted to God since boyhood. The very mention of the marriage would frighten them. The Gopal used to have Bhava Samadhi. Bhava Samadhi, Bhava is a one kind of idea about God. Now when we think that God is my baby, my child, like the Ma Jashoda, and concentrating on that completely, and I go into Samadhi. What is the Samadhi? Forgetting the external things, all the external existences. That is called Samadhi. When my mind completely merges in the thought of God, and the attractions of this worldly life don't happen to me, can't affect me, so that is called Samadhi. The Bhava Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Swavikalpa Samadhi, and this is Bhava Samadhi. It goes into a Bhava, a kind of thinking about God. Sometimes, like our that Goswami Tulsidas ji, so when he used to think about Sri Ramachandra, the Sri Ramachandra is roaming with the Ramachandra, talking with Sri Ramachandra. So he composed a beautiful Ramayana, Ram Charit Manasa. Manasa means imagination. And that imagination is so clear that he could talk to Ramachandra, he could see everything that is happening. So that is called Bhava Samadhi. So this young man used to go into, his name was Gopal, used to go into Bhava Samadhi. He would shrink from worldly people as a mouse from a cat. So this is the, sometimes some people who like to become spiritual should avoid those who are completely different-minded, because otherwise the thought will break. But the eagerness to go and talk to them, mix with them, and discussing about all those things proves that the pure desire to realize God is not there. So one day he saw the boys of the Tagore family strolling in the garden. Think of it. The Tagore family is a very famous family in those days, now even. So they were in the garden. So when he saw, he shot himself in the kuti, lest he should have to talk with them. Kuti is a small, if you go to Dakshineshwar, you can find that was mainly for the musicians to play the music. The small 2 cottages. So he shot himself there, never came out. So lest he have to talk to them. Gopal went into Samadhi in the Panchama. Now Sri Ramakrishna is talking about the Gopal. In that state, he said to me, touching my feet, "Let me go. I cannot live in this world any more. You have a long time to wait." That devotee, the young boy, he could understand how long Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna will live. His mission. So he said, "You have a long time to wait. Let me go." I said to him in an ecstatic mood, "You must come again." "Very well, I will," he said. A few days later, Govinda, his friend, came to me. "Where is Gopal?" I asked. And he said, "He has passed away." So this is very difficult for the ordinary people to understand. But those who are so close to the spiritual realization and ultimate realization, for them anything worldly is terrible. They cannot bear it. The people talking about the worldly things, and what is worldly things? All temporary things. Whatever we think about the world means temporary. So, and we are so interested in that temporary things, we forget the reality that is God. Many a times we discussed about it, that we give so much of importance to the body and mind, but we never care. The body and mind is sustaining, living because of the Atman, the consciousness. We are not aware of it. And we don't bother to know about it. So that is the foolishness. Moodha, in Sanskrit they say, the dimag kaam nahi kar rahe hain. The buddhi kaam nahi kar. What is that buddhi? Understanding what is permanent and understanding what is temporary. And when I am living with the temporary things, it's okay. Suppose we go to visit some place. We stay in the hotel rooms. We enjoy, we leave. But we know that this is not a permanent place for us. So we are not involved in that. Something is happening, we don't get involved into that. We just like a witness from distance we see. Similarly, same attitude if we can take in our life, the whole life. The birth to death, we are only traveling. So obviously, so sometimes the Muslims, they used to say that I am a traveler. Who are you? I am a traveler. The traveler means I understand this world is temporary and this is not my original place. So I am coming from some other place and I will go back. The traveler. The Vaishnavas sometimes, through the songs also they say the same thing. So this boy, he was having the same, and this Govinda, and he passed away. What are the other youngsters about? Now very few only, Sri Ramakrishna mentioning only very few, naturally. Other, money, house, carriage, clothes, marriage, these are the things they keep themselves busy. Constantly thinking about all those things. And what happens? It changes. And then what happens? Suffering. So life goes on in this circle, And Sri Ramakrishna, the master who has come to give us the light, in the beginning of his sermon, he said, each human being's life's goal is to realize God. And what is that God realization? Understanding the true nature of the soul. That is God realization. What are the other youngsters are about? Money, all this. Then there is a person who speaks much ill of me, Sri Ramakrishna is telling. There is a person who speaks much ill of me. He always criticizing me for loving the youngsters. Now the sentence comes on which today's topic. I love only those, God loved those. Then Sri Ramakrishna is now telling, I love only those who are born with good tendencies, pure souls with longing for God. I love, that is a great word. When the God is loving those, that means pure soul. And here we will see that and we'll try to explain. I love only those who are born with good tendencies, samskara, born with good tendencies. And then they are pure souls. What is the pure soul? Again, next line, next word he says, longing for God. So when we are longing, when we are attached to these worldly things which is temporary, created by God. But when we love the creation of God than the Creator, then we are bound. But when we can understand that this creation is temporary, if we give our mind over here, we are going to suffer. Rather, we will go back to the source, then the God is very happy. It is just like a teacher teaching the whole class for the whole year. Then he is making the question paper, asking the students to write, and when he is going through the answer paper, he finds some of the students, they really understood what the teacher said and answered the questions properly. Teacher is very happy, just like that. He taught, again he gave the questions, again he is seeing the answer paper, and he is becoming very happy when some of his students are answering properly. In the same way, God has created this world, and God has created us also, has given us the intellect and the discriminative capacity, and he himself has come as an avatar to teach us. And then when he sees that the people have understood the folly, all these things of the worldly things, and not attached to this, then God becomes happy. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling that God is happy. I love only those who are born with good tendencies. Now friends, I will now take you to the Gita, Bhagavad Gita, the 12th chapter. I am not going to chant all the Sanskrit mantras, but I noted, even giving many numbers are there, but I reduced it, and it is only the 20 good qualities. And God starts in the 12th chapter from 13th verse to 19th verse, that's all. Those who think about the God realization, what is this God realization? These qualities. The people do not understand the God realization means having some miraculous power or these or that. Today even in the newspaper, I think yesterday, a great spiritual man is arrested and all these things. I don't know how people can follow them. And millions and trillions they will be spending for them. The palatial building, so much of money, gold, wealth, he accumulated. And not only he, his whole family, his son, his wife. Someone was telling me today afternoon, they had a system. Forget about looking at that particular person who was a clerk in an office. And afterwards he started telling, I am the Kalki avatar. And the Kalki avatar started. And only to see from distance his wife 5,000 rupees was necessary. And people used to donate that, only to look at heart. What type of people they are? There is no discrimination. They don't read Bhagavad Gita. They don't understand anything. So the Sri Ramakrishna came, and so many great souls came in so simple way. They have given the definition of the religion, God, spiritual life. Even then, if we don't understand, then it's up to us. So here, God, the Lord, Sri Krishna, in 12th chapter, from 13 to 19, this verse, he said, Adveshta sarva bhutanam, maitra karuna evacha. Like this he goes on. Hates no creature. First. Second, friendly and compassionate to all. If those, they think that they want to develop spiritual life, only note these points and now and then take out the paper and see, and then, oh, this man, is he having these qualities? At least one or two qualities? Then okay, I can listen to him. I can follow him. That much. First is hate no creatures. Second, friendly and compassionate to all. No discrimination. That's why Swami Vivekananda was a great lover of India. He used to say freedom, freedom, freedom. But he said when he started the monastic organization, they said, being a monk, you cannot involve yourself in politics. You cannot. Why? The moment you are in politics means you have to support one idea and you have to criticize others. Being a monk, you cannot. You are not supposed to. If you like to join politics, go to politics. Don't become a monk. If you become a monk, forget about all those. Only love each and every one, friendly and compassionate, free from ego, I and mine. This is the ego. Even-minded in all situations. Sometimes people, they criticize, sometimes they praise, sometimes they will do this and that, but still, all the time, the even-mindedness, that is the development in spirituality. And all this quality, at least one of it, God says, Sachame Priya. And I love him or her, that particular person who is having this quality. And forbearing, Shami, forbearing anything happen, we can't forgive that. It goes on brooding. The more we brood, the more those bad things are getting impression in my mind. I cannot do anything else, but at the same time destroying myself. So that is we should forgive and forget. Even ever contained, whatever happens, very happy. Ever contained, steady in meditation. In meditation only, one can understand his mind or her mind. Why the mind is roaming here, most of the people, they will say, we can sit for 5 minutes. Is it okay? Begin with that. 5 minutes. And sometimes some people will come and say, I can sit for 3 hours. That is only a physical practice. Sitting in one posture for 3 hours is only a physical practice. What about the mind? Is mind constantly thinking about God for 3 hours? If it is, then it is okay. Otherwise, only concentrate on your mind and his thought. So that he said, the steady in meditation, self-controlled. A different type of situation, but the behavior should be controlled, not agitating, so self-control. Possesses firm conviction. This is a very, very important thing. God is there. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in Bengali, he used to say, Mairi bolchi, Bhagavan achen, take dekha jay, tar sange kotha bola jay. What else we need? We have to have faith on someone. And a person like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, whose life is so clear, even if we don't have the faith and we are criticizing, then we have to think whether our brain is working properly or not. Because some of the people, they will simply criticize without understanding whom I am criticizing, whether I am having any quality. Now, one lady, she rang me because she is very angry. She told what these people are doing and what happened. The gentleman who has got this Nobel Prize, this time in economics. So now these people are going on criticizing him. Why unnecessarily criticizing him? So why don't you try to be like him, develop the qualities like him? So that is that some people all the time jealous, because they could not get any success anywhere in their own life. Dissatisfied people. But those who are trying to realize God, for them, this is the main thing. What? Firm conviction. God is there. Today or tomorrow, I am going to realize God. God is there. God is going to help me for sure. So that is the conviction. Concentrated on God alone. Whole mind is on God. And do not agitate anyone through his behavior. So the people sometimes through his behavior will agitate people. They'll be talking in such a way or behavior in such a way. So that agitates people, makes people angry or sad. That is not a good quality for the spiritual person. Not being disturbed by others. Whatever is happening all around, he is calm and composed. Free from emotions. Free from dependence. This is a very important for the monks. Free from dependence. They will never depend on anyone except God. The moment you are depending on anyone, then the God won't be there. Because mentally you are completely dependent, you are not believing the existence of God. The one day so happened, one of the direct disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was doing tapasya in some village in a hilly area, and he was affected by the diarrhea. He was suffering a lot, and there was no one around to give him a glass of water even. In that condition, when he was so weak, almost used to crawl and then go to the river to drink water and like that. Then he was sitting over there, and he used to love to drink tea. He was very young when he came to Sri Ramakrishna. So one day he was sitting and complaining to his master, Sri Ramakrishna, what type of God are you? So you are not even, can't arrange a cup of tea for me? I am suffering here. I am taking your name, and you can't send anyone to serve me at least a cup of tea they could offer. Then Sri Ramakrishna appeared before him, and his nickname was Khoka Maharaj. This Sri Ramakrishna came and told, Khoka, shall I send the rich people to you? I can send. There will be a line of rich people serving you, but I won't be there. The Khoka Maharaj immediately said, I need only you and no other one. So this is the way we have to understand that this is a very strong mind decision. God only is there. I depend on God. Whatever is happening, just only for God. I am not going anywhere else. So that is called free from dependence. Then the 15, I have given the number to make the number short, club together some wonderful qualities like purity. He should be pure, prompt, and unconcerned, untroubled, and devoted to God. See, look at it, prompt. What is this promptness? In the spiritual life, if we think, Acha, tomorrow we will do, today it's okay. No. You have to be very prompt. Anything that you should do, you should do. So that is the decision. So that way only you can learn, otherwise not. when I was in Advaita Ashram, there's sometimes some word, so what is the meaning, whether that can be used in this sentence or not. There's some of the Swamis, they'll be discussing. Immediately they will go to the library, in those days there was no Google, so they used to bring all dictionaries and they will open a dictionary and then first meaning, second meaning, third meaning, which should be like that. Then and there, even if it is 11:30 in the night, no, we have to complete this. So this promptness that I noticed, that anything they take up, immediately prompt and perfectly they should do. Not that quickly when they are doing and somehow they will do and complete. No, very perfectly. Each and everything should be done perfectly. Why? Then only it will prove that your mind is controlled. The many of you, those who are close to this tradition, you know the direct disciple of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was the first president, we can say, that our Swami Brahmananda ji. In Belur, it was the formation period. The young people used to come and join, not much, maybe 5, 6. And when they used to dress the vegetable, then Brahmananda ji used to come. After they have left, he will come and check all the skins, particularly the potatoes. And in our younger days also, when we were in Belur Math, we used to do the same thing. And it is so difficult. It is not the machine that you get nowadays. It is a very sharp one type of thing is there, and then you have to clean and you should be very, very attentive when you are doing it. And if you are doing with much of the potato that goes along with the skin, no, you don't. The Swamiji is to come, Brahmananda ji is to come and check that, and he will find 4 or 5 brahmacharis doing work, and all the skin, after the work, all those things are there. He will collect and check and say, oh, these boys having good meditation. From there, we are concentration. So whatever you are doing, concentrated, perfect. There should not be any mistake. So this is prompt, unconcerned, untroubled and devoted to God. Remain calm in all situations, even in good and evil. You know that I was traveling from Calcutta to Andaman, the Port Blair. It was a rough weather, and it is a 2 hours flight on the Bay of Bengal. So obviously, it is very difficult. Now the airport is very big. Previously it was a small one. So one day when I was traveling, then it was a rough the situation. All people started crying. Then that time the MP, Manoranjan Babu, was there. He was also flying in that same flight. He said, Swami, can you please tell something so the people... I told, what? Take the name of... Then I told, okay, it is not allowed, not legally, but I spoke in that, the microphone, and I addressed those and told, friends, let us see. If we die, we die. Why should we cry and die? Let us die with a smiling face. Even the God of death will also wonder, how come all people are so courageous? So take the name of God or whomever you like and just be calm and smiling with face. Wait, nothing is going to happen. Have the faith. And it really, nothing happened because the pilots were very good. But it happened like this. In the situation, if we cry, then we are unnecessarily crying. Crying cannot save us. And I read in the life of another Swami, Saradananda Ji Maharaj, when he used to come from Calcutta to Dakshineswar, in those days, only the boats, they used to ferry, they used to come from Calcutta to Dakshineswar. And it was a choppy, the water, and people were very much afraid. And in those days, they used to have the hubble bubble, so the free for the passenger. Mostly the elderly people, they will be smoking. The younger people in those days, even there's respect for the elderly people. They're not supposed to smoke before them or unless they offer. So they used to wait. And now all people, they were so much afraid, shouting, criticizing the boatman and what we are doing. But Hubble Bubble was hanging over there, no one was there to take. Now this boy went and quietly having the nice smoke. One person noticed and said, "Hey, what you are doing? We are going to die and you are smoking." Now just before death, let me enjoy it. So that calmness, suppose we fall in the water, we'll try to save ourselves, swim, but before that, let me have the smoke, what is there? So this calmness, even in that situation, how it is possible? Faith in the existence of God. We are not going to die because our soul is eternal. Only the body is changing. Just we are changing the clothes, just like that. But the soul is eternal. If we think in that way, it gives the fearlessness. Remain calm in that, equal to friend and foe. This is the spirituality, friend and foe equal. Calm in honor and dishonor, free from attachment, silent and steady. Friend, these are all the qualities. Now a question may come. When I was talking like this, the one lady said, no, if the God is choosing only those who are having the good qualities, that means God is choosing. How that can be? Pakshapata rahita. God is known as no pakshapata. He is not having any choice. Equal for him, everyone is same because he has created what is good and what is bad. How can you say like this? Even in the Bhagavad Gita, that was really a good question. Is God really making these differences? No. Because we have already learned from the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said, I only love those who are having the good tendencies. What are the tendencies? The characteristics. Where from the characteristics, the tendencies, the samskara come? From our thought, from our action. And it is accumulating from our previous births. And those accumulation of tendencies is nothing but our karma. So this is all we. So obviously, it's not I like and I don't like. The thing is, when you are going towards God, you are becoming lighted. When you are away from the God, you are going into the darkness. God is only waiting in the same place. So we have to understand. Then Sri Ramakrishna is talking about the devotees, householders. He said, if married people develop love for God, they will not be attached to the world. I repeat this line. If married people develop love for God, the God means the truth, the existence, which never changes. When we see everything is changing, it is obvious there must be something which is unchangeable. And that unchangeable is known as God, Brahman, Allah, Jehovah, Buddha, the same thing, unchangeable. The Sri Ramakrishna mentioned over here, love for God. When you understand that, and then we devote our mind to that, that is love for God. They will not be attached to the world. Now, whole family requesting me to accept their property. It is in India. This is Swami, can you please write to the Belur Math? A 3-storied building with all the gardens and in a very good place. The parents, they made that for their children. All the children are in now America. None, I think their 3 brothers don't like to go back. And all of them, they told one of the brothers who known to me, he said, you please go and talk to the Swami. I am not interested to go back and have that little property there. So, what is the use? So that is the thing we should understand. We have to understand that this much is sufficient for us. We are giving the education to our children, they will take care of themselves. When Swami Vivekananda's mother once told to Vivekananda, he was a young boy, and he told, look at your father, whatever he is earning, he is distributing among the poor people. Go and tell the father. what you are going to keep for us. So we are also having this, we are brothers and sisters. Won't you keep something for us? So the Narendranath, young, with the courage he was having, in those days it was very difficult to approach the father, those personalities. And he went to his father and said, Father, what you are leaving for us? The father, he was an advocate, he took him before a big mirror and stand before the mirror. But you see, myself, that I am leaving. I give you the education and then you help yourself. Why you should depend on my property, my money? That is the idea. So no attachment. I am earning, and then as a father, whatever the responsibility, the duties to my children, I will do, to my family, I will do. At the same time, I should have the freedom to use my own earned money to distribute whomever I like. And particularly the Hindus, and not only that, devout people, they always do in charity. So this is the way they used to think. So that is if the householders are thinking in this way, without attachment, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, then they are also free. The Sri Ramakrishna once again giving an example of a person who came from the Sindh now in Pakistan, from the Sindh. His name was Hiranand. By chance, I had an opportunity to research on this Hiranand, and I published a small booklet on Hiranand long back. I went to Bombay. I was standing before the ashrama gate. Then suddenly I met one gentleman. He said, Swami, do you know Hiranand? I read about one Hiranand in the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So we are the descendants of Hiranand. So from Sindh they have migrated to India and they are living. Then he told, I have some books. Do you are interested to read? And he gave me 3-4 books. And from there, their family, and what Hiranand did and all that. So Hiranand came to Calcutta. He was also a very known person. He was very close to the Brahma Samaj. He was a member of the Brahma Samaj. But then he came to Sri Ramakrishna. He was influenced by Sri Ramakrishna. He used to practice spirituality, religion according to the instructions of Sri Ramakrishna. He brought his daughter for the education because the women education was only available in India, Calcutta. So he brought his daughter from Sindh to put in a school so that she gets education. But in Sindh and all those places it was unthinkable. Then ultimately when he went and then admitted the daughter in the school, and on the way back he passed away. So that was the Hiranand, but Sri Ramakrishna used to love him very much. When Sri Ramakrishna was suffering, then Hiranand came and told, as because you people wear the dhoti, it is very difficult. If you wear the pajama like us, and pajamas in those days most of the Muslims used to wear. So Sindh is that influence, so they used to have that. And Sri Ramakrishna got ready. Yes, then bring pajama for me. So and then he brought the pajama. I don't know whether Sri Ramakrishna used it or not, but he was very happy. You see this one? Hiranand brought it for me. So like that Hiranand, he is a very well-known personality in the Ramakrishna family. So Hiranand was a member of the Brahma Samaj and was a native of Sindh, and he met the master in Calcutta and became a devoted to him. So Hiranand and two of his friends, 3 of them, they used to live in one room, like our college students they live, and he used to read in the Calcutta University. And there, outside the room, they made eagle's den. So you should not come over here. The eagles, all the very high altitude, the eagles and the falcons, they live. The others are not supposed to go over there. So he wrote eagle's den. The room's name was that. So like this, and they used to meditate, they used to study. He was a good. Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning about him, remembering him. Why? Because he was a married person, but at the same time so devoted to God. Then the master, he is telling, the evening is approaching. So the all people, they are slowly leaving to attend the prayer and all. It's called Sandha. Sandha means meeting of the two, a different situation, that the morning and the night, and again the day and the night. So that is the Sandha. Usually the devoted Hindus, they will go and sit for meditation. Sri Ramakrishna also advised. And when the Sandha came, all people are going away. Sri Ramakrishna alone sitting over there in his room, he is mentioning to the master, what need of the Sandha has a man who thinks of God day and night? Sandha means that particular time you are remembering God. But if a person is constantly remembering God, then what is the need of Sandha? So there's a beautiful song, and in that Sri Ramakrishna is singing that song himself. Trishandhaj bale kali puja shandha sheki chai shandhatar shandhane fere Kobhu Shandhi Nahi Pai. Three Shandha, all the three times, if that means the continuously, when a man is going on repeating the name of Kali, what is this puja and Sandha? What is the special time for him? Rather, that particular juncture, that particular time in as if will go on chasing him. But he is constantly in that name. So Sri Ramakrishna liked this song. Some of our Swamis, they used to sing. I liked it very much. Constantly remembering God. In the company of God, as the Christians they say. Live in the company of God. A man is firmly established in spiritual life. Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning. When he goes into Samadhi on uttering Om, only once. The moment he say Om, immediately his mind goes into Samadhi. What is the Samadhi? Forgetting even his body, his existence. His mind travels into that realm. There is a sadhu in Rishikesh. He gets up early in the morning and stands near a great waterfall. He looks at it the whole day and says to God, you have done well, well done. How amazing! He doesn't practice any other form of japa or austerity. At night, he returns to his heart. So that is also a prayer. Constantly going on praising God for the beauty that He has created in this world. The people who sing, they also actually can develop high spirituality just by singing. And when they are singing, of course, the song should be that properly dedicated to the spiritual or the moral values. And when they are singing, if they remember those words, the meaning of those words, and the mind goes into that, what they are doing actually, they are constantly thinking of God. Ultimate thing is constantly thinking of God. As Ma Sharadamani Devi said, what is austerity? Constantly thinking of God. So that is, what need is there even to bother one's head about whether God is formless or has a form? It is enough for a man to pray to Him alone in solitude, weeping, O God, reveal yourself to me as you are. As you are. I don't know what God is. Is God having 4 hands, 2 hands, 10 hands, so many heads, or only one head just like us? We don't know. That's why the prayer should be, revealed to me as you are. God is both inside and outside. It is He who dwells inside us. Therefore, the Veda says, Tattvamasi. It's a big discussion. Vedanta, they go on analyzing Tattvam Asi. Tat means that, Tvam is you, Asi is. The you are that. That means you are God. But it's a bold statement. Very rebellious statement. Millions of people will immediately shrink and say, you are going against God. How can you be God? You are only a jiva, a humble human being. You cannot claim that you are God. But the Vedanta says you are. How? That's a big discussion. And sometimes we will do and we have already done. So that Tattvamasi, God is alone outside us. He appears manifold through Maya, but in reality, He alone exists. Therefore, before describing the various names and forms of God, one should say, Om Tat Sat. This is Hinduism. The Hinduism all the time talking about so many gods and goddesses. But why they say Om Tat Sat? The Om iti Brahma. The Brahman is like the Omkara. The Omkara, the sound, is considered as the Brahman. It is not Brahman. It is just near, so close to the Brahman. Why? Because this is the sound, as one day we described over here in details. But before the sound is taking shape, there is a vibration, and that is Omkara. And it is not having any other help. It is all alone. Just like the Brahman, all alone. And there is no two. Omkara also like that. So it is very close to that. Very close proximity. So we say Omkara. Because you cannot describe Brahman. Om iti Brahman, the Upanishad says. So the Hindus, they say Om Tat Sat. Tat Sat means that alone is the reality. That is eternal. Sat is the eternal. Sat is the reality. Sat is the existence. So Om is the eternal. So they say like that. It is one thing to learn about God from the scriptures and quite another to see Him. When you talk about God from the scripture, that is one thing. But after the realization, completely different. The scriptures only give hints. Therefore, to read a great many scriptures is not necessary. It is much better to pray to God in solitude. So Sri Ramakrishna is giving the much importance in practice than only book learning. Thank you, friends. Let us conclude with this. Please repeat after me. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Drita Vigraham Vai Ishavattaram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namama. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. The coming Saturday will be our Kali Puja, and that is after the usual prayer. That means from 7 to 7:30 will be the prayer. from 7:30 we'll have the Kali Puja. As we are expecting a lot of people, we will have the Kali Puja in our basement auditorium. And just next day, Kali Puja this time is a great because it will be Amavasya and Saturday. As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna say, the Saturday is the day for the Kali. The Saturday, Amavasya, all this. So we are expecting a lot of people, so we'll do that there. Next Sunday, instead of having the Vedanta, we will dedicate that morning as a musical prayer. So one group of musicians are coming, the vocal singers, then flute, then guitar and others. They will come and they will perform over here. Because that lady, she wants to perform just in front of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. That's okay, inside. So it's a little clumsy here, the place is little small, but at least 120-25 people can be accommodated here. And as usual, the Sunday prasad will be there, lunch will be there. So please come with your friends and relatives. Thank you.